In a time where it seems like hope is dwindling, scientists in Pittsburgh are trying to change the world. The vaccine is here and things are finally starting to move towards normality.
I am a senior research technician at the Center for Vaccine Research at the University of Pittsburgh. I work for a man named William Klimstra. There are about 10 people in my lab, and we study BSL-3 viruses. BSL-3 viruses are, in general, pathogens that are likely to either cause death or severe disease in humans. Back in mid-February, our lab was approved by the CDC to get samples of the coronavirus. We do use non-human primates. They are using the hamster model system to study coronavirus. What happens in a hamster is equivalent to what happens in the humans. There is a study with the School of Medicine at Pitt, and they were studying what is called a microneedle array, and it's kind of like a Band-Aid that you put on the skin, and that's how it would administer the coronavirus vaccine. The need to get a vaccine fast has made unprecedented changes for our lab. You may have heard about the spike protein of the coronavirus, which the spike protein is what would bind to the human ACE2 receptor, and that is how it actually enters the cell. I definitely think that we have a lot more to know. It's hard to remind yourself that as a scientist. You don't know long term the protective effects. The ability to get vaccines out in under a year is amazing. We've also seen in the scientific world how fast we can put out our publications and let our knowledge be known around the world. And that is something that is so helpful also. The COVID-19 pandemic has taught us as scientists that maybe it is better to get the science out there and share it, and maybe work with each other more to find out how we can cooperate to get over something, and that would even be beneficial for other sectors of science like the cancer field. I just hope that we continue to do good research and do better learning about this disease for our teachers, for our frontline healthcare workers, for our kids to go back to school and have a normalcy again. There's so many reasons that we need to keep the coronavirus research going.
A lot of false similarities have been brought up between COVID 19 and influenza. With proper testing, these claims have been proven false.
I work with the automated protocols for extracting RNA genetic material from diseases. And I joined the COVID team here whenever the pandemic officially started in about March of last year. So when we extract these samples, you have to pop up for N1 and N2. Now, these are unique to COVID-19. And then we also test for a human protein, RNase-P. If you test positive, we can tell you roundabout where you are in an infection, but it's not a perfect science. It's not an exact science. Our purpose specifically is to tell you positive or negative. There are other labs that have gone into great detail with these tests so they can tell you how infected you are. So we can tell based on where your nucleic acids, where your pathogen's nucleic acids are amplified at, about how infected you are, because that should tell you how many copies are in a sample. Since December 2019, 5 times more people have died from COVID-19 than the flu. It is more dangerous. Now, how it's more dangerous is that it's just as infectious as the flu, if not more. It's hard to nail down. Is it deadlier? Is it worse? Everything's situational. But it's the severity and the fact that no one's been exposed to it before that's causing so many problems. Getting vaccinated, even if it's only 65% effective, is going to be a higher, safer bet than if you just went off on your own. The social restrictions, the wearing the mask, all of this together could make it so that we no longer have transmission of this disease. And then if it pops up again, because so many people are vaccinated, it won't go through the rounds like it has been. So then it would be something seasonal, endemic, like the flu.
Thanks to the Pittsburgh medical teams and their research towards the vaccine, the country and possibly the whole world has hope to return back to normal. This has been Christian Miller, Austin Varner, Alyssa Fligger, and Cody Seppi reporting for PTTV.